Hello guys, welcome back to Learning with Isha. We've already seen the differences between the innate and adaptive immunity. Now let's quickly move on and understand the difference between primary and secondary immune response. Primary means first, secondary means second, tertiary means third. So here we are going to look at the first and second levels. So the primary immune response, naturally as I told you, is the primary. First time the body looks at the antigen and responds to it. देन द सब्सिक्वेंट एक्सपोजर, जब दूसरी बार एंटीजन आएगा बॉडी उसको पहचानती है, जो रिस्पॉन्स देगी सेकेंड टाइम उसको कहेंगे सेकेंडरी इम्यून. एज यू वुड एक्सपेक्ट द प्राइमरी रिस्पॉन्स इज ए वीकर रिस्पॉन्स. व्हाई? बिकॉज द बॉडी डज नॉट रिकॉग्नाइज द एंटीजन येट. बट अब जब किसी चीज को पहचान जाते हैं तो उसके अकॉर्डिंगली बेटर एक्ट करते हैं. सो द रिस्पॉन्स इन द सेकेंडरी केस इज स्ट्रॉन्गर एंड मोर इफेक्टिव. Now, where are these responses seen? The location. The primary response is seen in the lymph nodes and the spleen. The secondary response comes in the bone marrow, spleen, and then in the lymph nodes. This is the sequence. Now, what are the cells that respond? In this case, the primary case, naive B and T cells respond. Naive का क्या मतलब होता है कि ये cells अभी antigen से नहीं मिले हैं. They have not encountered the antigen yet. They are yet to face it. But once they have already faced it, there is a class of cells known as memory cells. ये cells produce ही हुए हैं उस antigen के exposure के बाद. So in the secondary response, the memory B and T cells are going to respond. The next point of difference is the lag phase that is seen. Lag phase क्या होता है? वो delay जो हम देखते हैं immune response आने में. Why is this delay? Well, in the primary response case, हम antigen को identify कर रहे हैं. So the delay is going to be definitely longer. It is longer 4 to 7 days. The secondary response, antigen आया है, एक बार detect कर लिया. So the delay is only for the detection. But the identification is already there. We have memory cells. So the time is reduced. It is 1 to 4 days in the other case. Now the next point is जो antibodies produce होती हैं, which type of antibodies dominate? Well, IgM dominates in the primary response. IgG के कम amounts दिखते हैं. Well, in the secondary immune response, main antibodies IgG, small amounts of IgM, A and E are seen. Now, well, the amount of antibody produced also differs. Much lesser amount of antibody is seen for the primary response. 10 to 1,000 times more amount of antibodies are seen. They are flooded. The antigen is flooded with the antibodies practically in the case of the secondary immune response. Now the next point is the affinity of the antibody for the antigen. Well, I'll explain this. Affinity क्या होता है? वो उस antigen से कितनी जल्दी bind कर जाती है, कितना specifically bind कर जाती है. Take a guess. अगर हम एंटीजन को पहचानते ही नहीं है तो एफिनिटी ज्यादा होगी या कम होगी? Well, I hope you guessed it right. The affinity is going to be less. For the primary immune response, it is going to be more for the secondary immune response. Well, this has to do with the IgG and IgM antibody levels, and it makes for a very interesting topic for another video. Do let me know if you're interested in knowing this. The last point of difference is in the levels of antibodies. The levels of antibodies tend to be stable in the case of secondary immune response. Antibody बन गई, blood में काफी समय तक रहेगी. प्राइमरी इम्यून रिस्पॉन्स में क्या होता है? एंटीबॉडीज बनती तो हैं बट बहुत रैपिडली इनका लेवल फॉल ऑफ करता है. एक पॉइंट के बाद ये अनडिटेक्टेबल भी हो जाती है. इसीलिए जब हम इम्यूनाइजेशन करते हैं, वैक्सीनेशन करते हैं, सबका बेसिस है आपका सेकेंडरी रिस्पॉन्स. आपने एक बार इम्यूनाइज कर दिया, उसके बाद जब वो पैथोजन आएगा तो सेकेंडरी रिस्पॉन्स में क्या होगा? उस पैथोजन को एक इफेक्टिव स्ट्रॉन्गर रिस्पॉन्स मिलेगा, स्पेसिफिक एंटीबॉडीज रिएक्ट करेंगी. And besides that, the antibodies formed are going to give long-term protection. So this concludes the differences between primary and secondary immune response. Thanks for watching the video. Do let me know if you're interested in watching some other videos related to immunology. Please subscribe to my channel for more such informative videos. Thank you.